Welcome, friends. I am here at the Billy Graham Library. I'm going to enjoy an evening of Christmas festivities. If you're not familiar with who Billy Graham was, he was an evangelist. That's a pastor. In fact, he was known as the nation's pastor for all the work he did with our past presidents, foreign leaders. He was a great man, a man of God, you might say. Welcome to this tour of his childhood home and the library, which is basically a museum about Billy Graham's life and his ministry.
Welcome to the Grand Casino Place.
Thank you.
1927, it was actually part of an active working 300-acre dairy farm.
Oh.
What you're looking at now is the way the house looked in 1981 when Billy's mother passed away at the age of 89. So most of your furnishings have been duplicated to the way she had it. And Billy's mother was the bookkeeper for the dairy farm. She used to do her work in there. Come right on in. So feel free to look around. If you have any questions, just ask.
Thank you.
How are you?
Hi.
Welcome to
And over here are each of the families. They have an electric refrigerator.
Billy Graham was a man that brought a message of hope and set an example of what a life of following God could be. His crusades reached millions of people, filling baseball stadiums and arenas in 185 countries in over 60 years of preaching. The homestead is really cool. Now it's time to check out the library. Having a hard time figuring out the kangaroo. Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. It's free to get in here all the time, but you have to reserve a ticket for the tour, and they give you a little free bag, and there's a magazine in here and some stuff, so it's cool. If you didn't know much about Billy Graham before, you will in about 10 minutes. The tour lasted an hour and a half and began here in this beautiful lobby in a section that was made to look like the barn from the family farm, with an introduction from the talking, singing cow, Bessie.
Well, hello there. Didn't see you coming. My name is Bessie. I love that song because it comes right out of the book of Psalms.
To proclaiming a timeless and consistent message of love and forgiveness through salvation in Jesus Christ.
But God is also a God of love. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life.
Join us on a journey of faith, a journey to discover how God called and guided a farmer's son named Billy Graham to become evangelist to the world.
What are you doing? Theater at this time so we can prepare for the
Persuaded Billy to go hear visiting evangelist Mordecai Ham. That night, God began to call Billy.
The tour starts off with some videos about Billy's life and his ministry, and then moves into his personal life. In the whole tour, there's a lot of information about his ministry, but this is one of the only sections that shows what his home looked like. Here you see Billy in the media, and some of the people that he worked with over the years, his mentors and advisors. I thought this was really cool to see who he looked up to. And then of course there's personal items here, like his Bible, some sermon notes, other interesting things. I like this briefcase here.
Do you have hope for the world, for the nation? What kind of hope is it?
I have a tremendous amount of hope because I'm a believer in Jesus Christ who was raised from the dead. And I believe he's alive right now. My wife is already in heaven. I look forward to seeing her definitely in the near future because I'm 92 now, and I know that my time is limited on this earth, but I have tremendous hope in the fact I'll be in the future life, and I'll be there because of what Jesus Christ did for me on the cross and by the resurrection. And this gives me a great deal of hope.
If you were to do things over again, would you do it differently?
Yes. I would study more. I would pray more. Travel less. Take less speaking engagements.
Billy was known as the nation's pastor. This display, made to look like televisions in a storefront, show a video from Billy Graham speaking to the nation on September 14th, 2011.
That we will feel the loving arms of God wrapped around us. And will know
I will never forget watching this when it happened.
As we trust in.
This exhibit is about Billy's crusades around the world and what he did to change people's lives. These two guns were given at the altar from two gang members in New York City that decided to change their lives after hearing Billy speak. And right from this pulpit, this was Billy's pulpit, one that traveled around with him everywhere. I thought it was one of the coolest things in the entire library. His Bible and some sermon notes. Just stood here for a while and wondered what it was like to look out over a crowd of thousands of people from this pulpit and work with people like Johnny Cash and others that took the stage with him, helped promote the message of peace to the world. Like seeing his handwritten notes in this Bible, his sermon notes, and how he structured his speeches, his sermons. This exhibit was about his crusades again, and some of the places that he went. The presidents that he worked with, some of the medals and letters went back and forth between him and world figures. This is an image of Billy giving that speech of peace and hope to our country just days after the Twin Towers fell. And one of the reasons that he deserved to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom. This is what he wore when he received it.
Today is this: God loves you. God loves you. God loves you. He takes away all that stuff that's been causing the emptiness and the trouble, and He gives you a peace and a joy and a sense of forgiveness that you never knew before.
Please stand clear. The doors are now closing.
Plexiglass. I was looking at this painting thinking, man, that looks just like a Thomas Kincaid painting. My mom would like that. It is a Thomas Kincaid painting. The biggest one I've ever seen. Of course, friends, every good tour ends with a gift shop, and this is a very nice one. A lot of books here, a lot of, Christian paraphernalia of quality. This is a nice one. They have a lot of very good books here. Christmas themed things. A lot of Billy Graham books. He wrote devotionals as well. There's a prayer room. I wonder if they sell a kangaroo for the nativity scenes here. Don't see a kangaroo. If you're hungry after that hour-and-a-half long tour, you can stop in here to the dairy bar, get yourself some food. Some musicians that play with Billy on the stage. Well, friends, this has been a really cool tour around the Billy Graham Library. This is awesome. Learned a lot of stuff, brought back some memories. It was very inspiring to be in here. Yeah, shed a little tear too, you know. A lot of love happening in this space. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, friends. If you like what you're seeing, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next video.
3 shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around
kangaroos.
them, and they were greatly afraid.
Jumped himself
Then
out.
the angel said to them,
Jumped himself to
"Do
sleep.
not be afraid.